In this week's challenge, we're really dealing kind of with a sequence of thirds put into a triplet motion and then sandwiched between a couple of other different patterns. The first of them being just a simple sequence of 6 twice, so we have a really fast lead-in phrase before the backing track starts, followed by a simple quarter note triplet kind of feel afterwards. Actually, to be fair, this is really 6/8, but I'm calling it triplets because essentially it's just a bunch of 1 2 3 1 2 3. It can be conveyed in either time signature, whether it be 4/4 or 6/8. If in 4/4, you would have to do this with triplets. In this VIP challenge, I really wanted to put your fretboard knowledge to the test by giving you kind of an obscure key like B flat minor. Make sure that you play it in E standard to get the real benefit. Try to resist the temptation to tune down a half step or to, tune all the way down to B flat some other way and play in a more familiar area of the fretboard. The idea here is specifically to get you used to the movable shape and the distance between the notes that you're playing, which is why every single note in this is a fretted note. I like keys like this that don't have any notes in their key in the open string. It really makes you have to think about the interval relationships and how far apart the notes really need to be, rather than being able to rely on convenient frets like the open string and the 7th fret and the 12th fret. Those are really handy for a lot of things, but they should not define your entire knowledge of the instrument. So this is very intentionally chosen as kind of an obscure key for this one, just because I wanted to kind of, well, actually, I don't think I've written any VIP challenges in that key yet, but I really just wanted to kind of challenge you in terms of your fretboard knowledge and put you in some slightly uncomfortable territory to get you used to not having to rely on those familiar open string related keys as much. This really goes a long way, so I recommend spending a lot of time in keys that are maybe like 1 fret above or below that 7th fret area in its root note, and that could be your B flat on the low E string, or your C, or your E flat on the A string, or your F. Get into those weird keys that we don't really see a lot, and they're not based on open strings, because you're going to get so much more independence on your fretboard by doing that. Now, with that said, your real challenge this week is something more creative. Take these ideas and do your own variations on them using the same sequences. So use the sequence of 6s as a quick lead-in run. And then use the sequence of thirds in a triplet format, but from somewhere else in maybe even some other scale. You don't even have to use this key, which is B flat minor. But here's what you do. Open up your recording software, whether it's Reaper or Cubase or whatever you use, whatever you have on hand. If you haven't used it before, now's the time to get used to it. Set a fairly comfortable tempo. Right now, this is 207 BPM, which sounds fast, but that's the speed of the 8th notes, and we're actually in 6/8, okay? So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feeling, those are the 8th notes that you're feeling, all right? Use the sequence of 6s for a quick lead-in phrase and go straight into some ornamented version of a sequence of thirds with a kind of triplet or 1 2 3 1 2 3 kind of feel. So stick with that 6/8 feel of 8th notes if that's what you're using. And of course, set the time signature of your session to that so that you can easily do that, and the click will match as well. And then finish it off with some regular quarter notes, which will kind of feel like quarter notes in 3/4. You'll be coming from 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 to 1 and 2 and 3 end. And that's what gives it that cool syncopated thing in the very ending part of it. Try creating your own variations of this, and don't feel like you have to do 207 BPM either. But that's the really big challenge built into this. It's great if you can learn the tab and play what I played here, but I want to reveal my thought process to you when I create these things. So really take this and run with it. I would love to see what you come up with. Feel free to actually post a link to it in the comments if you want to actually go all the way and record a video of yourself doing that. That's what the Shred Mentor Discord is for, by the way. But if you don't feel like doing it in a place where other people are going to see it, you can also just send it to me in a private message. Again, in the Shred Mentor Discord, because you have your own forum as well there. But even still, if nothing else, you can put it as an unlisted video on YouTube and send a link to me in private there as well. But really do this, because this is so much more rewarding than just learning the tab that I give you. Because this makes you do the real work, which is putting the thought into the planning. That is the problem solving that gets you incredibly familiar with the instrument and builds confidence in your ability to do things when you're given the right tools. And that is the 3 sequences that I built this short little solo on. So you give it a shot and see how you do. and rock on until next time.